Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is August the 5th, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, unconfiscatable. This is where the big boys play. All right, everybody, check out the links below. Trezor, t-shirts, affiliate links, all down there if you need that kind of stuff. DisruptMeister.com. Check out the archives. Yesterday's Beyond Bitcoin show was beyond fabulous, everyone. And this week in Bitcoin has really been picking up traction this weekend on Twitter. A lot of good feedback. So check that out. I am TechBalt on Twitter, by the way. So I wanted to say this last week, but I forgot to, because there's so many things going on and I'm always in motion, just going a million miles per hour on here. Apple is worth $1 trillion right now. If one company is worth $1 trillion, just imagine what Bitcoin will be worth one day. The market cap of Bitcoin in terms of those archaic old US dollars. Because of course we value our wealth in Bitcoin, but it puts it all in perspective there. Okay, weak hand syndrome is running wild. I mean, it's like 1986 when Hulkamania was running wild, but it's the total opposite. It's bad. Like you dudes out there, you're either depressed people or you have no experience in this ecosystem. And I think it's number two, or it might be a combination of one and two, but it's mostly number two. Yeah, the price goes down. And then everyone's like saying, oh, the world is over, short. Oh, I got to sell now. All these people talking about how they got to sell now. You got to pay the IRS some taxes right now. Is that what you want to do? Pound that like button. I mean, you know that it's going down. You know, if anybody tells you they know what's going to happen in terms of fiat, they have no idea what they're talking about. Here's a good policy for you people. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Then you don't have to worry at all about all this craziness. Like, I am so into the one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin thing. It's like when people start asking me about the minutia of prices, I just want to slap them in the face to wake them out of their trance, to wake them out of their dollar trance. Dudes, wake up, get out of your weak hand syndrome, your bear market loving derangement syndrome, I think it is. I mean, it's like, it is like these people are deranged. And how there's some people, I guess they're no coiners. They want Bitcoin to just do bad. So if they see the fiat prices going down, they must be doing bad then. It must be. It's time to speak up now. Okay? So, yeah, there's a lot of impulsivity out there. In times like these when weak hand syndrome is running wild, it makes you really proud of having a strong hand and not being part of this really impulsive, mindless mob that has completely no experience. And we're going to get into some more of this in a second. Let's talk about Stefan Molyneux real quick here. I think a lot of you around the globe are hearing about the situation. He and Lauren Southern went down to Australia and New Zealand. And I'm checking out a million things at the same time here. They weren't allowed to speak in New Zealand, basically. And so Molyneux makes this video on the 4th, very late on the 4th, which is, it's the 5th now, but I don't want to get everybody confused. On Saturday, the 4th of August, he makes a video saying what happened to him in New Zealand. And he needs donations. He gives his donation. This was a video very much centered around asking for donations, especially at the end, because, whatever. The point is this: you can check his donation page, and he clearly said in the video, you can give me Bitcoin, you can give me altcoins. Go to this page. So you go to this page, and I checked every one of his addresses. Now, link to below, I was in a rush to do this show. Link to below is the link to his page where you can search it. I linked to his Bitcoin address, but I didn't link to his Litecoin address, his Bcash address, and all that stuff. But I did do the research. Okay, I did do the research here, and the number of transactions that he got, he doesn't get that many donations through crypto, I mean, it's not continuous. It's not a continuous stream. So all of a sudden, on a few of them, it says August 4th, and then a lot more. Well, here we'll go over. Bcash, he got three donations in the last 48 hours or 36 hours since he made that video. Bcash 3, 9 for Litecoin, 4 for Dash, 6 for Ethereum, and 22 for Bitcoin. Now, again, and some of these, I don't think that many are over 100. I mean, they're not that many that are over $100. Many of them are small through Bitcoin and through the other ones. So, I mean, there are all these people. First of all, there are people that say, what good is crypto? What good is crypto? Well, there's a guy that's getting censored, and no one can stop you from supporting him. And again, you don't have to like him or hate him. I'm just giving an example here. It's uncensorable. I don't even know why I mean, obviously he still has his PayPal and all that other stuff. I guess you got to still, they'll turn that off one day for him. Maybe, I don't know. In certain countries, I mean, the way New Zealand is going, my God, they really, I mean, I don't agree with the dude on everything, but to call him the names they call him is absolutely ridiculous. Some of the stuff, but again, we're not going to get into that kind of thing. That stuff is, you can't get too into that because it's a waste of your time. I'm studying it from the financial, from the Bitcoin, from the cryptocurrency aspect of it. So then you've got all these people who say, well, Bitcoin isn't good for small transactions. Well, again, Bitcoin, he got the most donations from Bitcoin by far. Bcash, which is supposed to be, they were all into how now is the time. We need to do it now. Small transactions now. Get coffee now. Well, this is the perfect example. I mean, they're not a lot of his viewers just want to give $5 and things like that, but they go for the Bitcoin. And again, this also reveals how big these communities really are. He got 4 Dash. Again, Dash is all about digital cash. He got 4 Dash donations. He got, again, 22 Bitcoin. And Ethereum, he gets 6, which is not even supposed to be for donations, really. Okay, so Litecoin was second with 9. I mean, that makes sense. They got to, I mean, and then so he's got other ones listed there too, which are like Doge, Next, Neo, I think, and he didn't get any from those. I mean, I left those out. Sorry. But there was one interesting thing, so again, crypto is good for donations right now. Bitcoin has a huge community. Bitcoin is being used more than the other ones. Everyone's saying Dash is going to, not everyone. There are people that say Dash is the next Bitcoin, Litecoin is the next Bitcoin, whatever. Look at this. Right now you're seeing it. These people who are in motion, who are trying to support this dude, of all the cryptocurrencies, by far, it is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is not even advertised to be, a small transaction type of thing. It is known for donations, though. It is. And this shows through the whole no-coiner world that donations, this uncensorable aspect is great. But there's one other thing there. He had one other coin listed there. And it is the number 156 coin on, it stuck out like a sore thumb. Number 156 on CoinMarketCap, okay? It's called Skycoin. And there's only one transaction. He's only gotten one Skycoin transaction ever. It was on May the 11th of this year. Someone sent him 350 Skycoins, which at the time was worth $7,700. So are you guys figuring this out? Basically, somebody from Skycoin or a big Skycoin fan contacted him and said, dude, you put Skycoin on your donation page. I'm going to give you $7,700 in Skycoin. I'm going to give you almost a Bitcoin worth of Skycoin. And he did it. I mean, that is clear. That is pretty clear through that. I mean, he didn't tell me that, but you make your own conclusions through that right there. My point is that love them or hate them, these altcoins, that's an interesting marketing technique right there. Altcoins, finding popular creators, popular donation pages where Bitcoin, where Litecoin, where the top tier is located, and then saying, hey, I'll donate to you if you put my coin on the page with them forever. And that is clearly what somebody did with Molyneux there. And again, it's legal. If your altcoin's got it, if a coin is on the freaking second page of CoinMarketCap, they're a 6th-tier freaking altcoin. They're going to do what they're going to do to become a first tier or a second tier or a third tier altcoin. I thought that was very interesting. A very interesting combination of marketing and donations. and content creators. Just again, it shows you there's a lot of potential for a lot of different types of people, a lot of different types of thinkers in this world, in the crypto world right there. So pound that like button. Very interesting stuff just by looking at his page, which you can look at also. Okay, the longer you have been around, the easier it is to recognize patterns. I mentioned this on yesterday's show. I'm mentioning it again. This is true in life. This is why you want to seek intergenerational wisdom. Hardly anyone's giving intergenerational wisdom these days. I'm not going to get into that. I mean, Andy Hoffman is that's awesome. But I mean, in the real, and this also applies to real life. I mean, there's so much, once you have experience, you have wisdom, okay? And not everyone is wise. Not everybody learns their lessons. But in crypto, again, the longer you have been around, the easier it is to recognize patterns. And there are a lot of patterns in this. So many things get repeated over. I've repeated this line over and over again in shows now. But yeah, altcoins will pump again. There will be bear markets again. And if you go to someone who recognizes these patterns, who has experience, it's just old hat to them, and they don't panic or anything like that. So again, the longer you have been around, the easier it is to recognize patterns. And of course, there are just some people that have been around that will never learn. All right, 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. This is a Turdemeester has a what is this? A post on Medium. I liked her. That's why I'm sharing this. He says, Bitcoin, we don't expect new highs in 2018. While we are very bullish on Bitcoin's long-term prospects, we do heed caution for more short-term price optimism. Again, he does trading and stuff sometimes. So again, when he posts something like this, everyone has throws their hands up in the air and just focuses on the short term. He is a Bitcoin bull. He knows this thing is going to be huge, but he's got to post things like this for some reason for the traders out there. Just if you read something like this, we are very bullish on Bitcoin's long-term prospects. So am I. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. He copied me today on a tweet of his where he shows another one of his fancy charts showing these lines and nonsense, how Bitcoin's below the line. And again, my reply to it, as some of you saw, it's just like my chart still looks the same. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Spoiler alert, my chart is going to look the same forever. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. It's low. I don't care what it is. The day-to-day fiat changes. I know this thing is changing the freaking world. It allows people to support a guy getting crushed in New Zealand. They could be anywhere in the world, and they can hook this dude up and say, you know what? The media is saying all this nonsense about you, but money speaks louder than words, and this is me supporting you. And again, eventually, one day you're not PayPal is going to say, no, you can't send Molyneux dollars anymore. So and then we got people that are worshiping dollars here. They're saying, Bitcoin's down in dollars by 2 cents today and 8 cents tomorrow and $25. I mean, it's madness. It's absolutely madness. And then I'm showing you examples of how this is saving somebody. How this is, letting a person speak, letting him continue to do his thing. And I know he's got. I know it may be better for Lauren. Molyneux is a very smart man who saves, who's a long-term thinker. He's not poor. We know that. But this is helping funding the organization. It's helping him. It's helping him speak up even more than before. The more the merrier. The more money that flows in there, the more he's going to be able to use his voice. Again, I'm not saying I support everything that the guy says or anything like that. But he has been talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a very, very long time. And for all you people that try to discredit him when he talks about IQ and everything, and he's not that smart. The dude is a long-term thinker. There's no freaking doubt about it. He's been talking about Bitcoin from 2011, and you could see that. You could see his public addresses where he hardly moves the darn thing around. He's never moved any of his Litecoin. Or one of those. He's never even moved. I mean, he's a strong hand. That's a little bit of a tangent there. Let's go talk about Apple some more. Again, congrats to Apple on hitting a new high, only when priced in the Fed's debased and probably obsolete fiat currency. Meanwhile, here's Apple priced in Bitcoin. This is a tweet from the Stalwart. And Apple priced in Bitcoin, it hasn't changed that much. It's a very interesting chart. It is linked to below. I don't have everything properly labeled below because I have so many darn links below, and I was in a rush to start the show. I just got back from the supermarket, got some nice healthy food. Boise, Idaho, by the way. The apples grow on the streets here, by the way. I didn't pick them from the streets. They don't look that great. But anyway, check it out. We're talking about Apple. We're talking about pound that like button. I don't know what the heck I'm saying here. Okay. I'm going to leave that out. I'll leave that real estate thing for another time. My buddy in Florida knows about that. All right. God. Oh, yeah. I mean, do I even want to talk about this nonsense? Yeah, guys. Over the weekend, there was a BitMEX crash for a little bit. There was Mt. Gox incorrectly giving news, paying that they were going to pay out. There was a news report saying that Mt. Gox was going to only pay out in Bcash and not Bitcoin. BGold Ed, by the way, pointed out the mistake. And I linked to BGold Edwards. He's been on the show before. His tweet about that before. But anyway, again, if you're like obsessed with the fiat price, these are the kind of things that get the price going down in fiat temporarily. The people who've been in this, whenever there's a little problem on the exchange or whenever there's some Mt. Gox related thing that can be interpreted as bad, bam, you got a dollar decline. Again, that's why you just got to remember, it's just trying to get more Bitcoin, by earning it, not by playing games, by selling your Bitcoin for dollars, then paying the United States government taxes on all your profits, and then trying to buy the Bitcoin back cheaper because you know it's going down more. You know you're going to be. You don't know anything. You don't know. You do not know because the chart told you, because the magical lines told you, because Webbot told you. Okay, you know the conservative long-term thinking approach. That's how these dudes get rich. That's why they're haters of Molyneux out there, because he takes a conservative approach to things, and and there's a lot of guys that people are jealous and are so envious. There's so much envy out there of wealthy people. The Winklevi, they were rich already. Yeah, they didn't know. No, those dudes bought Bitcoin. They've been holding on to it. That's what they do. They hold. Then they create businesses where you suckers buy and sell and sell and sell and sell, and they make profits off all you suckers selling on their platform. They're just holding like an incredible amount of Bitcoin, while you guys are making them even richer on their platform, and then you complain about it. Pound that freaking like button. Caitlin Long, have you heard of this woman before? She's out of Wyoming. I've alluded to her in the past. I haven't got. She was on Bitcoin Knowledge with Trace Mayer. I've listened to some of it. It's some really good stuff. It's about making fake, but how the financial markets have created paper gold and everything. She gives some theories on the financial markets with paper Bitcoin. I have not watched the whole thing yet. I have not read her article yet because I was in such a rush. I'll talk about her more tomorrow. I did find it interesting. At one point, I found it a little contradictory. Again, I'm not too worried about the financial markets with their paper Bitcoin and stuff. Okay, and I don't think Trace is either. But you can listen to it. Tell me what you thought. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. Hopefully, if all goes well. But she is a genuinely smart woman. There's no doubt about this. There's no doubt about this. She is she gets her attention because of her brain. She doesn't go out there and like a lot of people try to do. They try to be very superficial on social media, and all these white knights out here and all these sucker guys out there. They talk a big game, and then for the superficials, they just they're drooling, and that's why they remain 80%ers, and they're not in motion. Anyway. Anyway, good. Caitlin is a smart woman who deserves respect. Okay, so where else do we got here? Again, watch This Week in Bitcoin. If you watch it, can you tell that I was at the end of my 48-hour fast? We had new guests on. They were great. I ate afterwards. Don't worry. You can't even tell this stuff when I'm fasting. I love it. And I do thank everyone on the Twitter this weekend. There were so many great tweets out there that were talking about this show, that were talking about how I post a new show here every day. If I'm fasting, if there's, wherever, if I want to plane, or for this, that, and the other. And I'm glad people appreciate it. I thank you very much, everyone, for the really kind words. Again, TechBall on Twitter, and on Steemit, I'm Bitcoin Meister. Okay, what else do we have here? This is Coinbase. Our engineering team is beginning final testing of Ethereum Classic on Coinbase products. We expect final testing to be completed by Tuesday, August 7th, at which point we expect to announce that we're ready to accept inbound transfers of ETC. I think people noticed that after this tweet that Ethereum Classic it went up. It didn't go down as much as the others. Dude, if you want to gamble on that stuff, be my guest. A lot of people ask about Ethereum Classic. It'll be the cheapest coin on the least expensive coin on Coinbase for a while. So all the people who don't understand that you can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, who want the cheapest coin, will buy that. It will help it for a while. All right, so let's talk about we're talking about traders. You hear that traders get glorified. They tell these big fish stories. Oh, I made $1 million and I got this and I know what I'm doing. And they never tell their stories of failure. Okay. Then we have truth tellers are out there in crypto. You just have to know who to listen to. They don't scream and shout and brag. I mean, they don't try to make things seem super easy like the traders do. Here's a link to Andy Hoffman below. It is and it's linked to below. He's more bullish on Bitcoin than ever. And this is a quote from Andy Hoffman. I want you to think about this long and hard. When considering my career, it occurred to me that as hard as I have worked, success has been sporadic and elusive. And you have to respect that. You really have to respect that. He's not proclaiming to be an expert based on masterful skills and magically making money. He's an expert because of real life experience. This guy he admits he's failed before. But he learns from his darn mistakes. He's not braggadocious. I mean, he's from New York and he's not braggadocious, okay? That's saying a lot right there. Because a lot of New York people are big and giant talkers and everything. But this guy does not brag about himself or anything like that. He is a guy who recognizes patterns, again, because he's got experience in finance. He does understand finance, people. And making lucky trades does not equal pattern recognition or wisdom, okay? Andy's got some wisdom out there. And he says he's about to turn 48 years old. So he's not too old either, by the way, people. I know there's a lot of guys that are 19 years old watching that. They think it's 48 is old. Eventually, you will not think 48 is old, okay? And he's not old. He's not 48 yet. You know what? I don't even know when Andy Hoffman's birthday is. He knows when my birthday is, actually. No, none of you know when my birthday is, but he knows when mine is. But he says he's turning 48 real soon. I always say he's 47 because I know what year he's born. I do know. All right. And I don't, everyone deserves their privacy. He'd tell me in a second what day he's born. I think he has told me before, but I'm fixated on years, on numbers. I know the year everybody's born. I know when King of the Trolls, what year he's born. I know when Vinny's born. I know when Tone's born, I think. And he doesn't want anybody to know, and I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And there's one other thing I wish I could tell you all why I know when these dudes are born, but I can't tell you. It's something everyone would get a big kick out of. I'll leave it at that. BRhodium. Andy also has a tweet about BRhodium. And what is it here? BRhodium it advances to release candidate stage, potential imminent launch. I know we got BRhodium fans out there. Who is this here? BitcoinToTheMoon.com sent me a tweet. I've been quite busy. Go to BitcoinToTheMoon.com. You can buy BRhodium shirts there now. If you can't, if there's a specific link he gave me that you can't get to, then I'll add it eventually here. But I think it's simple as going to BitcoinToTheMoon.com. Anyway, BitcoinToTheMoon.com's got Bitcoin shirts. I've worn them before. I don't have one with me right now, but yeah, he's in motion. This dude's in motion. I like it. He makes T-shirts. He makes websites. Vortex is in motion too. He's got programmingwithbitcoin.com. Programmingwithbitcoin.com. He's going to teach classes all over the United States now. You just check it out. Programming Bitcoin stuff. He wanted me to mention that. Obviously Vortex is a guy with a lot of experience in this and knowledge and a strong hand in the crypto ecosystem. And it's on the World Crypto Network, just like and again, the news came out today, and I've known this for a little while now. Vortex he's going to start his own network too. Don't worry, the World Crypto Network's still going to be there and everything like that. Everybody's friends and everything. Don't worry, people. There's no drama. Like Thomas is friends with Adam. Vortex is friends with Adam. Thomas is friends with Vortex. Andy's friends with everybody. Don't get into your drama and stuff. So the Vortex is starting a new and he's going to do things. He's going to do this network his way. Okay. So, and I don't agree. You know, this is my channel. I do things my way. I'm never going to agree with the way everybody else does their things. Okay. And we're men. So when you're a man, you can be friends with someone when you don't agree with the way they do everything all the time, who they might have on or whatever, you know, whatever. And you never know when the Bitcoin Meister channel where there might be something else one day. There might be something else one day, because you know that I get a lot of guys on my Friday show, and I really respect these dudes that I get on my Friday show. I really do. And you saw there's some really smart guys I get on this show, and you never know what it's going to turn into one day. You know, I'm in motion doing a lot of things. I'm writing down a lot of ideas that no one has seen yet or anything like that. So we'll see what'll come. How many networks will be out there one day? And just remember, World Crypto Network, Vortex's network, Bitcoin Meister, all 20%er type of networks. Okay, 20%ers, strong hand type of people, Bitcoin to the core type of people. There's a lot of nonsense out there. You guys know that. All right. And I want to say thank you, Ronnie, here in Boise. It has been a blast. Wednesday, we're having the event downtown. I actually ran down there. It's at a Boise State location. It's linked to below. It's above Buffalo Wild Wings. They got really good facilities. Boise State, they did well in the Fiesta Bowl. What was it, 12 years ago, 10 years ago? I don't remember. And now their football team brings an incredible amount of revenue. And they have built a lot of good facilities here, to say the least. And I'm having fun here in Boise. Hey, remember at the end of the show, these squares come up, and you click on them, because those are other videos of mine, or you can go to disruptmeister.com. Okay, yeah, I mentioned the longer you've been around, the easier it is to recognize patterns. How many times do I have to say that? There's a pattern right there. All right, so here is a tweet by Matt Odell. I didn't quote the tweet, but what it basically says is the Coinbase is considering Coinbase has a tweet saying other coins that they are considering listing eventually. And I don't want to give all these other coins publicity, and some of them are nonsense. I was a little surprised though that Steem, you might be able, I'm not making this up. This is coming from Coinbase, straight from the horse's freaking mouth here. They're considering Steem. And this is just amazing. I mean, I would freaking love it if they start selling Steem on there. Okay, that would be quite a coup for the Steemit people, first of all, okay? Second of all, I've been getting Steem free for over 2 years now, okay? And I've been preaching about how insane it is for people to buy it, and when you can just earn it. But if it gets on the Coinbase, it's going to pump. It's going to pump. All of a sudden, I'm hanging on to this free Steem I got. These 80%ers are going to buy it up because it's the cheapest thing over there. I mean, it is unbelievable. Because I have a strong hand and I value my wealth in Bitcoin. I'm gonna make that Steem. I'm going to turn that Steem into Bitcoin. And all these 80%ers are going to make 20%ers wealthier. It's just another example of it. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen. But again, and I don't know how big pumps facilitated by Coinbase are going to be in the future, because who knows if they're ever going to even put Steem on there. But I mean, dudes, if you work at Steemit or whatever, if you're a big Steem dude, yeah, I mean, you get Coinbase to do this. Get me more Bitcoins, dude. Again, I'm not telling anyone to buy that Steem. I'm telling you, you're a content creator out there. Put your stuff on Steemit, on DLive, DTube. Patrick has been Patrick, this dude is trying to get me. Patrick Aldrich, he's in the chat a lot. He's trying to get me on this DLive. DLive is a form of Steemit or DTube or whatever. You upload the video. I haven't had time to upload my videos to this thing yet. You just totally avoid YouTube. You earn your Steem that way. Great. I'll experiment with it eventually. I mean, for now on, this right now is, this is on my Steemit page right now. This video right now, you can watch it live, but it's through YouTube on Steemit. So, but I'll upvote it. I'll upvote Bitcoin Meister on there. I'll earn more Steem, and then maybe if these sucker 80%ers you buy Steem on Coinbase in the future and pump it up to $10. I mean, I know I'm giving you dollar valuations there. I mean, but it's some ridiculous amount. Go for it. Do it. I mean, that says a lot about Coinbase too. Like, I don't know the situation over there, man. They listed some pretty lowly altcoins in this tweet. It's linked to below. It's Matt Odell /status/102549005. It's linked to below. All right, but I didn't label everything. That's why I just read the whole darn thing out. You know, under the YouTube videos, there's only a certain amount of space, and I ran out of space. I have to edit it. Maybe I'll edit it afterwards. I got a lot to do. All right. Example of the mainstream media, why it should be ignored. I mentioned this on yesterday's show. This Sarah Gian woman, she is a tech writer for the New York Times, and now everybody knows that she's a racist against white men, and she said just obnoxious things. Anyway, it's the New York Times. If they want to hire someone like that, be my guest. Just another reason they ignore the New York Times. But it has been drugged. People have found, and I linked to this below, she has ragged on Bitcoin many times in the past. What a hater. So it just shows you when the mainstream media says good things or bad things about Bitcoin, don't put them up on a pedestal. This is the kind of person that they have writing the stuff, okay? I mean, this woman she didn't know Bitcoin. She's just a hater. She's a no-coiner. And her tweets are obnoxious. So about white men, about Bitcoin, it's ridiculous. But again, don't put New York Times on a pedestal. New York Times, you're free to hire someone like that. That's good. I won't watch you. I won't read you, and I won't promote you in any way. I'll just bring up to the guys out there. What is this? She tried to ignore it. Okay. We know her as a dumb chick who has been wrong about Bitcoin for years, while guys she ignored who tried to explain it to her have gotten rich, and she has just remained salty as F. That is what is really offensive about her. Examples of her tweets below this one. Okay. So yeah, you can check that stuff out there. You know, getting caught into this culture war stuff is a waste of time too. And this is women like her thrive on just creating all sorts of drama, and that's how they earn a living and move up in the world. The New York Times puts her on their editorial board because she makes a lot of drama, and that's the 80% world for you guys. For all these non-producers who just drama, they produce nothing. 20%ers, we're in the Bitcoin overlay, we're producing stuff, we're in motion, we're creating. Let's not worry about that kind of stuff. Okay, don't put them on pedestals. What is this? Another one. Another reason why the mainstream media should be ignored is Whale Panda has a tweet from, and this is a big, maybe why the media in general, when they talk about crypto, you got to be very patient. This is actually from a crypto media source. Vitalik Buterin supports Coinbase's final testing of Ethereum Classic. And another media outlet, basically another media outlet and journalists falling for the fake giveaway of Ethereum. It's totally Vitalik posted something, and then they fell for the fake tweet underneath this saying, you know, I have a contest, you know, get my Ethereum. Because it was under it was anyway. You check it out yourself below. Here is a great tweet from Bobby Lee. Within 10 years, by 2028, strong hand, the vast majority of non-crypto people won't even be able to afford 0.1 Bitcoin. Hey man, that's positive stuff, dude. That's positive stuff. 2028. I mean, that's 10 years away, people. Trust me. If you got a strong hand, I mean, it's not exactly close, but how about if that is true, that most people won't be able to afford 0.1 Bitcoin by then? And if you have 1 Bitcoin, remember the name of the show is try to get, is the 1 Bitcoin show. That's your first step is 1, then 2, then 3, then 10, then 100, then, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The people right now they sometimes are down because they have 0.1 Bitcoin. Again, imagine, Bobby Lee is a smart dude. He's what's his face, his brother, Charlie Lee's brother. And he says he thinks that 0.1 Bitcoin will be unaffordable in 2028, excuse me. All right, so if you're an 18-year-old guy, you're not even going to be 28 you'll be 28 years old by then. Get your 0.1 now. And again, if that is the case in 2028, and that amazingly is the year of the bar mitzvah of the kid that I gave 0.1 Bitcoin to when he was born. Because he was born in 2015. So my friend's son will be bar mitzvahed in 2018. And I actually did say, I said, maybe you can use it on the bar mitzvah or something like that. That'll be great. That'll be great if 0.1 Bitcoin's unaffordable by then. And this little baby, this 3-year-old today is going to be a rich dude. That'd be great. He'll have a great bar mitzvah. And he will have a great bar mitzvah because his dad is a very good Jewish man. Very, very good man. He's not watching this now. He never watches my show, but he is a good Jewish man. So, and really, really. So poll, what is this here? No, we're not going to talk about that poll. We're not going to. Tour de Meester, one final thing. Bitcoin's liquidity. He's got a chart. It's linked to below. Bitcoin's liquidity adjusted dominance is 59%. It's remove small cap cryptos with less than 1% relative market share. Basically, when you clean out all the dirty ICOs and all this nonsense that's been added, that they're just these small cap. I mean, there's other more graphic names, S coins you can call them. That the Bitcoin adjusted dominance is 59%. I mean, we all know Bitcoin's the one. That's another way of looking at a more realistic Bitcoin dominance number, but still, it doesn't matter. Hey, I'm sharing it with you. Okay, and finally, the great Zach Bowl, who has been on my This Week in Bitcoin show before. I've been on his show before. Almost a year after ICO, Digipulse CO is planning to destroy all issued tokens. The CEO blogged that 98% of issued tokens are used for speculative investment, not the built platform. He thinks that's bad, so the entire project is being de-tokenized. I like this. De-tokenization may become a term for these centralized CEOs to run away from the SEC because they know the SEC doesn't like that they were messing in the security realm over there. But again, this shows you, I mean, was this guy naive? I think this guy did have a plan all along too. But I mean, is this guy naive? He thought people were going to use his tokens for something and not just like speculate on it and not just buy it because they wanted to pump and then dump it. I mean, that's what most of these ICOs are for. And so now he's de-tokenization. He's getting rid of the token. Good for him. Maybe he's just scared of the SEC. I think it'll be a trend there, and I'm glad Zach shared that. And then 123 No Scope said, he sent me $2 in the super chat. He said 2032 is 4 years after 2028. 0.78 BTC reward. Yes, dude. Dude, the longer the longer you can have a strong hand, the more impressive the numbers are going to be. Like 99% of all Bitcoin will have been mined by, I guess, 2032 is what you're saying there, which is a very the new there'll only be less than 1% of all the Bitcoin ever to be produced will be left to be produced. That the new Bitcoin creation will be very, very, very rare by 2032, which is, again, you're going to understand what deflationary currency is all about by then. You're going to understand, 20%ers, but maybe some more 80%ers will understand the difference between that inflationary dollar, inflationary peso, inflationary euro, and the deflationary Bitcoin. Pound that freaking like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links section below, and I will see you guys in the chat real quick. Oh, I hate the light in this room.